Hello and welcome to Persistent Wellness Guide. My name is Laura Rowland. Thank you so much for being here with me. This is so exciting. This is my first video ever. And I hope that you stick with me all the way to the end. Um, in the last few weeks, I've been learning all this tech stuff, all this social media stuff. So I'm not perfect yet, but I am going to try my best. I've been learning a lot of all this stuff. I've been having a lot of life happenings. I've been sorting out all kinds of things. And I have been also trying to overcome my fear of not being ready to do this. But at the end of the day, I needed to go ahead and just do it. I smacked myself in the back of my head a couple days ago. I said, enough already, cut it out, go for it. So here we are. To let you know a little bit more about me, I'm a single mom. I'm a widow single mom of a 7-year-old kid named Samuel. He is my life. And I also have a 14-year-old beagle named Nike. He is very mellow and extremely quiet. A little bit more about me. I started in the corporate world as an executive assistant for over a decade in my hometown, Monterrey. And I also worked in the educational world as a translator interpreter for a school district in California in the Bay Area. And in the healthcare and wellness world, I have been a registered nurse and a certified health coach here in this great state of Texas. So why am I here? Well, I happen to have a helping personality. If I see that if I notice that you need help with something, I will most likely kick in and help you. But also, if I go and find something out and you happen to cross my path and I notice that whatever I learn may help you, I will let you know. I will share my whatever I learned with you. So, within my scope as a nurse and a health coach, I help people. Of course, I helped a lot of people. As an executive assistant and interpreter, I did my job, but I also help people. So, I just want to use what I have learned to help others. Now, I must confess that, and this was really hard for me to acknowledge. A few months ago, I took my own blinders off and I realized that I needed help. It was hard for me to see that because I was just not focusing on myself, but I looked at myself in the mirror and I hated what I saw. I didn't like it at all. I realized that my own health was in desperate need of attention. I saw in the mirror this terribly tired and exhausted and obese and out of shape mom. And I didn't recognize myself, but it was me. That woman on the mirror was me. And I came to this realization that my job as a nurse was to take care of others and help them get to a better spot. My job as a mom was to make sure that my kid and the dog were taken care of, that they were fine, healthy, fed, dressed. But then I saw myself and I was at the end of the line. I have not made myself a priority for a long time. And I had to make myself my job. You know what I mean? Because otherwise I was gonna end up with a chronic disease, or sadly this chronic disease was going to take me to a point in which I was going to leave my son an orphan. So I thought about what to do with everything that I had learned. I started doing a lot of research as to finding out how is it that I can help myself, and it just hit me. So why not help others while you're helping yourself get to a healthier spot? So let me tell you how I got to this point. So over just over 5 years ago, my husband passed away unexpectedly at home from a massive heart attack. I was left with a 2-year-old, two dogs, $200 in the bank, and a $2,000 a month mortgage. God helped us tremendously, and but at that point I became a single working mom overnight. I worked in a couple of hospitals as a floor nurse, and then I started working from home as a workers compensation triage nurse. I went from walking over 15,000 steps in a day during my 312s to less than 2,000 steps in a day while I was working from home. I was working nights, and then during the day I would try to sleep in episodes, but that didn't work out very well. So, except for when I was taking my kid back and forth to school or going to the grocery store, I pretty much was on my butt the whole time. And that's when I hit rock bottom. Um, it was just not that I was way overweight, it was not that my clothes didn't fit me anymore, or that I was awfully awfully and terribly exhausted, and that's how I looked as well. It was my lack of sleep. My stress level was sky high, and my chaotic lifestyle just had made me slam the brakes, not just for my sake, but for my kid. My Not for my sake, but for my kid's sake as well. My kid didn't deserve any of this. I mean, everything that I went through just to get him, and now this is the kind of mom that he gets. That was not fair. So, this kid, pretty much my husband and I went through, we got married, we went through 6 years of trying to get pregnant. We tried everything under the sun, one specialist after another. Finally, on our second in vitro treatment, God blessed us with a pregnancy. Then we found out that it was a boy. And then we also found out that I had complete placenta previa. So I had Braxton Hicks pretty much the whole pregnancy. And then I found myself bleeding out at 35 weeks. I called 911. Emergency C-section. Kid was born. 2 weeks in the NICU. And then a couple of years later, my husband passed away. Less than 2 years later, an illegal drunk driver T-boned my SUV, and pretty much he missed my door by 1 inch. He hit the front, the back, he pushed me to a pole. I was in physical therapy for months. And then a couple of years later, my other dog Zoe passed away. And my kid started worrying and asking if I was gonna die, and if what would happen to him if I died. Who was he going? Where was he going to go to? Who was gonna take care of him? And I couldn't go down that road with him and make him an orphan. So back to a few months ago, I looked at myself in the mirror and I absolutely didn't like what I saw. My kid didn't deserve that kind of mom. So I was very mad at myself at that point. I decided that I wanted to be healthier, not just for me, but also for him, mostly for him, because I'm all he has. I want to see him grow up, turn into this awesome man. I want him to have kids. I want to enjoy those grandkids. And if I kept going the way I was going, I was just going to turn into a diabetic person, maybe worse. So I had to slam the brakes right then and there. I got down on my knees. I asked God for help. I asked Him to forgive me for letting myself go and getting to this unhealthy person. And I asked Him to allow me to live longer because I want to see my kid grow up. And I asked for His help. So I started digging into what is it that I could do to get better. So this is what I found out. And this is how Persistent Wellness Guide came about. So To begin with, this what I would like to share with you is that this is we're not going to do a diet. This is not a diet thing. We're gonna be eating real food, and that is if you want to work with me here. Name the diet. I tried it: paleo, keto, Atkins, South Beach, the Whole 30 diet. I did the cabbage soup diet. I did the juice diet. Um, uh, uh, Replacement meal shakes, pills. None of that worked for me. Eliminating things that I wanted to eat, restricting, reducing my options to just a few things, that didn't work for me. I don't know about other people, but that doesn't work for me. So we're gonna eat real food. We're gonna be smart about it though. We are going to make good choices, mind our portions, go by the calories that our body needs. But we're gonna be eating real food. We're not gonna spend hours and hours doing cardio. That doesn't work very well with me. I don't like to do all that. I'm not a gym person either. If you are, wonderful. But I like to work at home. So we're gonna be doing a lot of moving and working out with or without equipment. You can do it at the gym. You can do it at home. It doesn't matter. But moving is a must. We're also going to be going through a lot of motivation, overcoming the obstacles that we set ourselves in front of us, overcoming all of that, growing our mindset. This is a huge thing for me because it's like a switch. Right now it's off. We need to turn it on, and we need to move on, and we need to get on with it, and we need to get there, okay? So if you are an out of shape mom, if this is absolutely for you. If you are a single mama, a married mama, a stressed out mama, busy mama, working mama, you can't shed those pounds, then this is for you. Like I said, I'm a mom too. I'm a single mom. I have tried everything just like you have. You have done it all. I have done it all too. Didn't work. So praying for God to help me live longer and help me through this whole thing. It only works so far if I'm not doing my part of the deal. I mean, the pounds are not gonna disappear by themselves. They got here somehow. They have to go away somehow as well. But the main thing is eating right, sleeping right, moving right, and living right. Now, I just started this persistent wellness guide. I just started this whole thing. I have many pounds to lose. So if you're looking for the results photo, I don't have one yet. I'm gonna be posting some photos in my group. So please go to my Facebook page, go to the Facebook group, and Persistent Wellness Mama's group, and please sign up. Please let me know in the comments that you want to work with me. And with this, I'm not a mean mama, so if you are a fur mama or a goldfish mama or a plant mama, please also and let me know if you need help. If you're going through something similar, if you cannot shed the pounds, let me know. We'll figure something out. So we're not going to give up. We're not going to let the previous diets or exercises discourage us. That didn't work, discourage us from getting there. I will share with you what I have discovered. I will get myself healthier, and if you want to join me, welcome. Okay. So I'm not gonna promise you the sky and the stars. Everybody's different. It may take me a week to shed a pound. It may take you 3 days or 2 weeks to shed the same pound. So we're gonna do this together. The principles of getting healthier and live longer are universal, okay? So we are going to adopt these principles and go from there. This is it so far. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you soon, next Friday. Have a great weekend, and please let me know if you want to join me in this, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.